In a courtroom packed with cameras, whispers, and tension, no one expected what was about to happen. Judge Edith Jones had seen hundreds of defendants in her career, but that day, something about Jasmine Cricket stood out. Her words, her attitude, her silence. Everything was about to take a shocking turn that left the entire courtroom speechless.
It all started on a calm Monday morning when 24-year-old Jasmine Cricket was brought before the court. She had been accused of multiple counts of fraud and manipulation, a case that had already caught the attention of the media. But what made it different wasn't the crime. It was Jasmine herself. When Judge Edith Jones entered the courtroom, everyone stood. Everyone except Jasmine. She just sat there, arms crossed, staring coldly at the floor. The judge noticed instantly. "Miss Cricket," she said firmly, "you are expected to stand when the court is in session." But Jasmine didn't move. Instead, she smiled, a slow, almost sarcastic smile, and said, "Why should I? I already know how this will end." The entire courtroom froze. The judge's assistant looked at her nervously. Cameras flashed, and in that moment, Judge Jones realized this wasn't going to be an ordinary hearing. Throughout the session, Jasmine refused to answer questions directly. She rolled her eyes, laughed quietly, and even interrupted the prosecutor. The audience began murmuring, some out of anger, others in disbelief. Judge Jones tried to keep control. "Miss Cricket, this is a court of law, not a stage. Your behavior can and will affect your sentence." But Jasmine replied calmly, "You can't scare someone who's already been through worse." There was a deep silence. Even the judge paused. Those words hit differently. It wasn't arrogance anymore. It was pain disguised as confidence. When her lawyer finally spoke, the truth began to unfold. Jasmine's entire life had been built on lies, but not hers. She had grown up in a broken system, used by others for scams she didn't even understand as a teen. By the time she turned 18, she was taking the blame for crimes planned by someone else. Judge Jones listened quietly. For the first time, Jasmine's eyes softened. The judge asked her one question. "Do you regret what you've done?" Jasmine took a deep breath and said, "No, I regret trusting people who made me this way." The entire courtroom fell silent again. Even the reporters lowered their cameras. After hours of testimony, Judge Jones leaned forward. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. "Miss Cricket, your attitude might come from pain, but responsibility still matters." However, she paused, looked at the prosecutor, then back at Jasmine. "Sometimes justice isn't just about punishment. It's about understanding." Then she did something no one expected. She sentenced Jasmine not to prison, but to rehabilitation and social work under supervision. The crowd gasped. Some applauded. And for the first time that day, Jasmine's confident mask broke. Tears rolled down her face as she whispered, "Thank you, Your Honor." As the courtroom emptied, Judge Edith Jones was asked by a reporter why she chose mercy. Her reply went viral. "Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who've been hurt the most. They just don't know how to show it." And from that day, Jasmine Cricket's story became a symbol of second chances and the power of empathy in a system that often forgets humanity. So, what do you think? Did Judge Jones make the right decision? Or was Jasmine's attitude too much to forgive? Let us know in the comments. And remember, every story has two sides. Sometimes, even the one sitting in silence has the loudest truth.